We recently made a video on Rolex watches under £20,000 buy or pass. Here is my ultimate guide for Rolex watches over £20,000, the heavy hitters. So just for clarity, this is the brand new Rolex retail price, including the price increase that we've had on the 1st of June for between 1 and 4%. So we're going to start with the full gold Submariner, the 41mm size. This comes in two dial combination. It comes with a black dial, black bezel, and also the blue dial and blue bezel. The Rolex retail price was £34,200. It's now £35,500. The black dial in particular has always been a underlist watch. It's been a pass for quite some time. To give you an idea, if you look at prices online, they're for sale for around £30,000 for brand new models, which is around 10 to 15% less than the Rolex retail price. The blue one is a different watch altogether. It's definitely the sweet spot for this range. We would actually buy that around about the late 20s, 27, 28K to give you an idea, which is around 20% less than Rolex retail price. And we would retail that in the early 30s, and that is the one that we would get requested on more occasions than not, but they are both underlace and a pass. So the next range I'd like to talk about is the GMT Master range, in particular the full rose gold GMT, the 126715 CH&R model. It's the 40mm model, had another price increase recently, which is £37,000. This watch has been underlist for quite some time. It was an extremely popular watch 2 or 3 years ago. Very rarely will we get requested for this watch. To give you guys an idea, again, online prices, 10 to 15% less than retail price. We would offer in the late 20s for that watch, and we'd retail it in the early 30s. It's an extremely beautiful watch, but unfortunately, it's in the pass category. So the next watch I'd like to talk about in the GMT Master range is the GMT Master GR&R, which is the model reference 126718. This is the full yellow gold on the Jubilee bracelet. Recent release from Rolex last year at Watches and Wonders 2023. It has the two-tone bezel, the grey and black. What a watch that is. One of my personal favourites. The new retail price from Rolex is in the 35k range. We would buy that watch, to give you guys an idea, for late 20s, so that'd be 28, £29,000, and we'd actually retail it for around £32,000-33,000. In my opinion, I think it's a lot of watch for the money, but again, it is a pass because you can go straight to the grey market and you can buy it cheaper. So the next range I'd like to talk about is the Yachtmaster range, in particular the rose gold Yachtmaster 40 on the Oyster Flex strap. So the new retail price from Rolex is £26,300. This is actually a watch that we do get requested quite a lot. To give you guys an idea, we would actually buy that in around 20, 21,000, possibly 21.5 in the current market, and would retail it around about 24 or 25,000. So that tells you how popular this particular watch is. It is still an underlist and a pass from your AD, but it's only around 10%. So that gap's actually shrunk, but it's still a pass. So before I continue to the next range, just to let you guys know, 75% of our actual audience who view our content do not actually subscribe. So if you like the content and you're not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you did. On to the next watch. So the next range I'd like to talk about in the Yachtmaster is the Yachtmaster 42. Again, Oyster Flex range, it's the yellow gold version. It's actually a very popular watch. You will not see many on the marketplace. There's not many come through from the AD. It is another one that we do actually get requested, and when we get it in, we actually do sell it very quickly. Again, if you're looking and comparing that to a Daytona Oyster Flex, there's a huge gap as far as retail price or grey market price, but it's definitely a popular one out there, and the retail price from Rolex on this one on the 1st of June is £26,600. Let's give you guys an idea on what we would pay. We would buy that watch in again around the 20, 21,000 mark, and we would sell it around about the 24, 24.5. That's where that watch sits. It's an under retail watch, same as the rose gold. It's still that sort of 10% less than the actual Rolex retail price. So it tells you it's popular, but again, it's a pass. The next one in this category is the Yachtmaster 42, but in white gold on the Oyster Flex strap. The new retail price from Rolex is £27,800, which in my opinion is too high. And it's also getting very close to the retail price from Rolex for the white gold Daytona. To give you guys an idea what we'd actually pay for that watch, the gap is much bigger than the yellow gold. We would actually buy that around 30% less than Rolex retail price, so around £20,000. lower for the pre-owned, sort of 17, 18,000 pounds. And then we'd actually retail that in the early 20s. So the gap's actually more like 15% less than Rolex retail price. It is a popular watch. We do get it requested. When we get them in, they take a little bit longer than the yellow gold one to sell. But there is always that client that wants that stealthy look compared to the yellow gold precious metal. And it is certainly one out there that is for you guys if you're looking for that ghost Daytona, but you don't want to spend that extra sort of 10 to 12,000 pounds. It's a go-to watch, but of course it is a 1,000,000% pass. Let's jump into the day-date range, the day-date 40. Let's start with the yellow gold one, the full yellow gold with a beautiful presidential bracelet and fluted bezel. The model reference for that is a 228238. The new Rolex retail price is £35,200, and the dials in question are the white, the black, the champagne, and also the silver Roman numeral. I absolutely love the silver Roman numeral. I actually got married in that watch, but unfortunately it's an underlist watch. To give you guys an idea, that particular watch is what we would buy in around 20 to 30% less than Rolex retail price. We'd actually retail it in the early 30s. So yeah, not much under list, but certainly you can go out there to grey market and buy it under list, brand new from a grey market or credible grey market dealer. The other two dials in question, obviously, they are a buy, which is the flat green and the beautiful new ombre dial. I've actually seen photos of that on my client's wrist, and that is absolutely stunning. But unfortunately, and sad for me to say, the yellow gold model with those four dial combinations is a 1,000,000% pass. So the next range in the day-date 40 is the white gold version, reference 228239. The retail price from Rolex is a whopping £37,800. The reason for there's no appetite for the white gold one is it is a stealthy looking watch. Obviously it is a really beautiful looking watch, but unfortunately clients that want the day-date 40 want a coloured gold, they want the yellow or rose. There's two dials in this which are the most popular, which is the olive green and also the beautiful blue dial, but they are still an underlist watch. To give you guys an idea, we would offer in the late 20,000s for that 28, 29, would actually sell in the early 30s. The reason we don't stock them at LWC is because they do take some time to sell. We will sell a lot more rose gold and yellow gold before we sell the white, which is the reason we don't stock it, and it is a 1,000,000% pass. The next model in this range I'd like to talk about is the rose gold, which is the sweet spot for you guys. That's definitely one that you guys are pulling the trigger. The retail price from Rolex is still the same as the white gold. It's £37,800. These watches are trading for a lot less for us to buy than that, and obviously we'd retail at around 10 to 15% less than Rolex retail price. The other two dials, obviously you've got the Eisenkaiser beautiful dial and also the olive green, which is the most popular dial in that particular watch. But to give you guys an idea, the olive green is still only selling for around 10 to 15% over Rolex retail price on the grey market. So if you rang up and offered me that watch today, even though we've had the price increase, I would still offer you Rolex retail price. So the next range I'd like to talk about is the Sky Dweller range, the 42mm model. It comes in two combinations. It comes in the full gold on the full gold bracelet and also the Oyster Flex range. Let's start with the Oyster Flex range, the yellow gold model. The retail price from Rolex is £37,450. This has been an underlist watch for some time now. To give you guys an idea, if you bought that watch and offered it to us to buy, we would only offer you around £25,000 to £26,000, which is a minimum of around 30% less than Rolex retail price. We would actually retail that just under the 30k range. So for you guys looking to buy that watch and actually like that watch, you'd be absolutely crazy to go to buy your local Rolex AD. You can go straight to the grey market and buy it a minimum of sort of 10 to 15 to 20% less than Rolex retail price. So the next one in this category is the rose gold model. The sweet spot for this range, one that you guys absolutely love. They have two beautiful dials, by the way. They have the rhodium and the chocolate. The retail price, I actually couldn't believe it when I checked the Rolex website for the new price increase on the 1st of June, is a whopping just under 39,000 UK pounds. So to give you guys an idea, we do actually stock this at LWC and we will sell them extremely quickly. And this is the reason why, because we would buy that watch around 25 to 35% under the Rolex retail price, so mid-20s to slightly higher than that, and would actually retail it for the early 30s, which again is around 10 to 20% less than Rolex retail price. I think these watches are absolutely stunning, but again, it's a pass from your AD and go straight to the grey market. So the next range is the new release from Rolex, which is the white gold variant. They come in 2 dial combinations, they come in the black and the white. We very rarely get requested for this watch. I actually jumped on Chrono24 to see how many there were actually for sale online. There's only 3 for sale in the whole of the UK. To give you guys an idea, the Rolex retail price is the same as the Rose. It's just under £39,000, and it certainly is a model that we would not stock at LWC just purely because the white gold trends are continuing where there's not much appetite. But if we actually had to make an offer on that watch, it would be a minimum sort of 20% less than Rolex retail price, and would sell it around 10% less. So it's one of those watches, unfortunately, it's in the same category, it's a pass. So let's jump into the full gold bracelet models in the Sky Dweller range. Let's start with the yellow gold one. I actually, again, could not believe the price increase from Rolex. It's now a £43,800 watch to buy from Rolex. This has been an underlist watch for some time. It comes in a few dial combinations, including the white, champagne and black. I actually think it's a really nice watch, but the appetite for this watch is just not there in the marketplace due to the trends of full gold bracelet watches and obviously the safety issues of wearing a full gold piece like that in today's market. So for me, just to let you guys know, we used to buy that watch for between sort of 35% less than Rolex retail price. We'd sell it between sort of 20 and 25% less. But as I said, we very rarely get requested this watch, and it is a 1,000,000% pass. Let's continue in the Sky Dweller gold range. Let's talk about the rose gold, the sweet spot in this range. The Rolex retail price is a whopping £46,000. So some of the dials in question, not including the new one with the new beautiful blue and rose gold Jubilee bracelet, which I do think is an absolutely fantastic watch. Unfortunately, again, the appetite is just not there. To let you guys know, if you go online, look on Chrono24, they're in for sale for around about the mid to late 40s, and that's even including some of the really beautiful blue dials, but obviously not the new reference that's come out. So for me, the trend is just not there. We wouldn't stock it at LWC. We don't have the client base for that watch anymore, and it is a pass. So before I go on to the last model, it's clear to see the trends have certainly changed over the last 2 or 3 years. So you have to be extremely careful when you're getting watches offered from your local Rolex AD. Okay, let's start the Daytona range. The full yellow gold, the new reference from Rolex that was obviously released last year. The new Rolex retail price is £36,100, including the champagne dial, the white dial and the black dial. These 3 dials are the ones that are in the pass category because we would actually buy around 10 to 15% less than Rolex retail price. We would actually sell for around 5 to 10% less. Unfortunately, again, the appetite is just not there. We would not stock it at LWC. We even turned down the beautiful Pikachu on the full gold and also the Paul Newman, which is sad for me to say. But again, the trends continue, and if you get offered that watch, it is a pass. Let's jump into the rose gold variant. The retail price from Rolex is just under £39,000, and the diamond one just over 40, so around £40,400. Again, we would not look to stock this watch, and we're not talking about desirability as far as aesthetics and how much I actually like it. We're talking about the desirability in the market. Again, you know, we have big exposure out there. We get requested for a lot of watches, and these are in the category where we do not actually get requested. So due to the high Rolex retail price, due to the fact of where we are in the market, for me, if I ever get that watch, it is a 1,000,000% pass. So let's jump into the Oyster Flex range. This is a slightly different category purely because even some of the dials that we get offered, they are not a watch that we would actually sell under retail, but for you guys that are actually taking it from your Rolex AD and wanting to sell for a profit, some of the dials in question, unfortunately, it pains me to say, are a pass. Let's start with the yellow gold range, my personal favorite. The new Rolex retail price is £27,900. So if it's one of the entry-level dials, the black, the champagne or the white, if you were to offer that watch to me, I would actually offer the old retail price of £26,000, just purely on the basis of I would actually sell it for under £30,000. This doesn't of course include the Pikachu or the beautiful Paul Newman dial, which we would actually pay over list for, and there is a premium for that. But unfortunately, if you're getting an entry-level dial of the top three I've just mentioned, it is a pass. So the next range of the Oyster Flex and the Daytona range is the Rose Gold. The new retail price from Rolex is £29,300. I have a couple here to show you in the category. So I have the Sundusk style, which is the sweet spot for this range. To give you an idea, we actually pay over Rolex retail price for this, and we sell for over Rolex retail price. And I also have the black one. So this is a good indication for you guys. This is the black one here, which, to be honest with you, when clients come to the boutique and they see it, they say, what a beautiful watch, much nicer in person. But we have very slow or little interest in this particular one. We did pay over retail and we're selling for over retail, but unfortunately, this particular one here with the beautiful Sundusk dial is the sweet spot. So to give you guys an indication, they actually do a diamond dial in this model as well. And this is a good information for you guys that follow the channel, is we would not actually stock the diamond dial because all our Oyster Flex clients want a plain dial. The diamond dial lends itself more to the Datejust range or the Day-Date 40 range, but in the Oyster Flex Daytona, the client that buys this is just not that type of guy. They want that beautiful plain dial. So unless it's one of these two dials and you're looking to make a profit, you're going to have to unfortunately pass. Let's move on to the white gold variant. The Rolex retail price is £29,300. So there's a couple of dials in here that we would not actually stock, same as the other trends in the Oyster Flex range, and it's the black dial and the diamond dial. The black dial, unfortunately, is a bit of a lost dial. Again, beautiful watch, but unfortunately, everybody wants the ghost dial, the absolute sweet spot for this range, including the yellow gold and the rose gold. I actually have one to show you here. They are extremely rare in the current market. This is a brand new, unworn 2024 model. We actually sold it to a client who requested this on our list. To give you guys an idea, we pay quite a lot of a retail for this, and we'd actually sell for around the 38K mark. I know from my sources there's hardly any of this model coming through in 2024. So if you get the opportunity to buy one of these on the grey market and what I consider a very fair price, you definitely should be pulling the trigger because they are a unicorn similar to the Pepsi is this year. If you enjoyed this video, YouTube thinks you should watch this video next.